What is up, Flow students? We are back with the Flow Student Podcast. I am Pastor Tyler.
And I'm Pastor Dylan.
Pastor Dylan, who is the girl sitting next to you?
She's so cute.
Well, she's this kind of one of our main fans. She's been begging to be on the podcast for a while now. We decided to give in. Y'all welcome Maurice.
Matrice.
Flow Student Podcast.
So, how do y'all know each other?
We used to ride the bus together.
Oh, no way.
That's adorbs.
And by the bus, I mean the Emmanuel Singers bus. Maurice is my girlfriend. Her real name is Marissa, not really Maurice. Day one fan of the podcast. Number one in the program. Number one in your hearts. She's got a lot of fans, so show Maurice some love in the comments.
I'm personally a fan.
Yeah. Are y'all like an item?
Yeah. We go together kind of like peas and carrots, you know what I mean? You guys probably don't know what that means.
I was thinking peanut butter and jelly.
I was about to say, I don't eat
That's a
vegetables.
little- yeah.
That's a little bit better. Peas and carrots. That's cool. Do you like her?
I like her. She's pretty cool.
He's all right.
Do you like love her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
In the words of
yeah, I wouldn't
in
know
the words
about
of
love.
every elementary school crush ever, I like her.
Oh, you like her? Did you send
Big
her a
deal.
note
Like
that
Lyle.
said like, can you just like let everybody know real quick that don't know at home maybe how y'all met? Did you just like send her a note that says, will you date me? Check yes or no.
Yeah, so basically, we went to college together at Emmanuel College. Shout out EC, soon to be Emmanuel University, by the way.
Hey, EU.
Ew.
Ew.
But no, we met there. We were on the Emmanuel Leadership Initiative there, now known as EC Impact. We got to work together, and then she came and joined Singers, and we became friends. And before long, we became more than friends, and now I'd consider her my best friend. So
that hurt
for life
for a little bit, but it's okay. We'll forget about the best friend part and move on with the friend part. That is so cool. Matrice, are you excited to be here today?
I am. I'm glad that you guys asked me to
Well,
be
we
on
asked
the
a couple
podcast.
other people. They couldn't make it. But, yeah, we're excited to have you here today, too. Look at Matrice. It took her
You're
a second.
number
That took
one.
her a second.
Marissa's
Mean.
number one on my list. I think me and Marissa should break away and start our own podcast that's just for girls.
Y'all should. Y'all should start like a
honestly, that
girls'
would be
Flow
lit.
student podcast.
that would be so lit.
That would be so cool. Would y'all have me
It
and
would
Dylan
get
on
way
every
more
once in a
viewers,
while?
I feel like.
If we ever cared for your opinion,
Ours
maybe.
would be a lot cooler.
Yeah,
Just
you're
saying.
probably
The
right.
girlies would eat
You
it
are
up.
probably right. Hey, as we get started, real quick, hit like, hit the subscribe button, do all that cool.
Just don't hit your brother.
Just
I'm looking
don't-
at you,
yeah, just
Josh
don't-
Jeanette.
Yeah, just don't hit your sibling and do not hit the dislike button unless you just really, really hated it. First off, I want to give a big shout out to our biggest fan of all time, Mr. Steve Mitchell. Every single
Yes.
week, lets
Yes.
us know how much. If we only get one view, I know who that man was.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Mr. Steve or it's Nana.
Or
And
Gordon White.
Nana don't know how to turn it on by herself, so I know. Or Gordon White, yes. But Mr. Steve, shout out to you, brother. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing my family the possibility to have a good Thanksgiving because Rev Bev didn't cook, but we did have a bag of popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a Hershey bar. What'd y'all do for Thanksgiving, Matrice? Did y'all spend some time together?
Yes.
That is so cool.
We did like a dinner at his house, and then his grandparents came over, so I got to hang out with them.
Did they
It was
like
pretty
you?
lit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Marissa's definitely. I gotta stop calling her Maurice, or I'm gonna get stuck doing that.
It's
but
Matrice.
Marissa is definitely probably the favorite person in my family,
know
including
about
me.
that.
What about Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, she's great, but she's kind of down there on the list. But
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She doesn't
Mackenzie,
watch
if you're
this.
watching,
Say.
we love you. Number one in the playbook.
And I didn't even give a big shout out to Anna when we started. I feel so bad, Anna. Anna is
okay.
what
Anna's
keeps
the queen
those
of the
students to
Flowcast.
mold together. Anna, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We had a lot of casserole.
Ooh, I love
love casserole.
casseroles.
I like to say casserole like I have a list.
I just like to say
casserole.
I would love to eat. I would love to be able to make a casserole. I don't care what kind of
It's
casserole.
not that
A
hard.
green
You
bean
just throw a bunch
casserole.
of crap in a dish and bake it.
Do you think mac and cheese is a casserole?
It depends on how it's made.
If you add the
one we
Ritz
have-
crackers on there,
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you bake it,
Yeah.
mac and cheese should always be baked. I stand by that. But if you bake it and
We
put
microwave
crackers on
ours.
it, yes, it's a
in a
casserole.
little cup.
Microwave.
yeah, we have the little mac and cheese
Kraft.
bowls. Kraft. Gosh, I love doing crafts. But I got to tell y'all, last week we talked about the new movies. We talked about new shows out for Christmas. We talked about how they're remaking a lot of shows. We had a movie draft last week. Matrice, did you watch the podcast?
I did.
That is so sweet of you. I knew we had 2 views, so it had to be Mr. Steve and somebody else.
Yeah.
But we had a draft last week with our movies, and we talked about Santa Claus. As you told all the students, if you want to be like best friends with Pastor Tyler, just talk about the Santa Claus series. And the new shows came out. And, oh my gosh, it's going to hurt me to talk about
You
this.
might cry. We may have to pause.
I might cry. So there was a couple of things. Number one, and I'm just going to kind of get real with you guys for a second. Number one, in the first episode, there's probably maybe 12 to 15 elves, and they're gay. They're 12 to 15 years old, and they're gay. And then in the third episode, they have these signs that say "I love Satan," or something like I can't remember what it said, but it had something to do with Satan. And I'm thinking, with Santa Claus, like I didn't really, number one, feel the Christmas spirit, but number two, it kind of felt like you said earlier, not just Disney, but just like culture in general is trying to numb us to some of these kind of type of things, and really just trying to make it, I guess, normal to have in TV shows and different movies. So, what do you guys think? And maybe you have some maybe you have an opinion, maybe you have some suggestions. How can we kind of like not get numb and not get blind to what the world's trying to offer us through these things?
So, when watching the Santa Claus show, I didn't see the first episode. I kind of came in while my family was watching it, and so I didn't see the first episode where they had the incident with the gay elves, but I did see the last episode when basically they have this sign that says "I love Satan," and they kind of try to play it off like it's a funny thing because the elves are like dancing and they're singing and they're trying to make a sign that says "I love Santa," and they get in this arrangement that says "I love Satan," and then it's like, oh, funny, like switch it, y'all messed it up, ha. And we were talking about that this morning, and like you're saying, the more I thought about that, the more I think of how culture and how the world in general is just trying to make us numb to literal evil. And it's trying to make things that are counter to what we believe and counter to what we know to be right and true and good the norm, to where we don't even recognize it anymore. So I think when you're trying to combat that, the best place to start first off is just in the Word. I mean, I know we say that for a lot of things. I don't want to sound like those youth pastors that just everything we say is okay. Read the Word and pray about it. But,
pray about it.
But a lot of things, like I'm just telling you, like if you want truth, you got to go to the Word. Right? Because we know that ultimately Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And if you look at John 1, in the beginning was the Word, the Logos, Jesus, and the Word was with God, and the Word was for God. So to find truth, you have to go to the Word. And you have to constantly be reminding yourself of the culture of the kingdom versus the culture of the world.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like you have to stop watching every single movie, every TV show that comes your way. But it is kind of tough to kind of see that TV shows today, because I was really excited about the Santa Claus series coming back. Me and Macy were literally counting down the day, and it was just hard to see that all these new movies and TV shows are more focused on pushing political agendas than like really just trying to get you back into the Christmas spirit, you know? Because I mean, Christmas, like I know some people are like, well, you shouldn't believe in Santa Claus. I'm like, bro, I really believe Tim Allen is the Santa Claus. I'm like, I'm not lying to y'all. I believe Tim Allen is the Santa Claus, and he was like, we should just start making movies about me. But I was really excited about it. Marissa, what do you think about kind of just like culture and society today, trying to just push maybe their own agenda, and how students today, like Pastor Dylan can kind of say, like just kind of stay in the Word and pray about what maybe they're watching, maybe what they're listening to?
I think it's just good to be careful. Like there's a lot of shows out today that are like going along with these ideas. So I just think that it's important that like it's okay to watch these shows if you're just being careful and you know what's the good and what's the bad in the shows. So like this is just like a sad thing, because this is like a show that is good for kids. It's like a show that kids want to watch, and so it's just a sad thing that they've brought that to where it is now.
Yeah, I think maybe it was Dylan that said this or somebody. I ain't trying to put him on the spot because now he's scared. He's like, I probably didn't say that. It was the whole, you know, what you put in, it more than likely is going to come out, you know?
Yeah.
So, Anna, what do you think?
I think in any media today, and also just as a generation, we've all become so desensitized to everything evil. You know, we make all kinds of jokes that 20 years ago would not have been funny. And it sometimes erases like the deeper parts of it, obviously, with this like the I love Satan signs. Like, sure, haha, funny, but at the core of that, if someone held up a sign like that on the street in like
it would make us all
the 80s, we would be like, sir.
Yeah.
And I like talking about that made me remember I had a dance teacher one time tell me, you know, she's a millennial, and you know that's relevant to the story, it's context. So you know, the Not Today Satan was like a very like popular, like, it was on t-shirts, it was on coffee mugs, it was on everything, whatever. And she was like, we were having a devotional time one time, and she told us like, I'm not even getting involved in that. Like, sure, Not Today Satan, don't mess with me, but why would I even have him on my shirt? Why would I even like buy into that, no matter how good that message might be? Or like, sure, like I have Jesus, but I'd rather wear the name of God.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good.
And
I like that.
I think too, like, I think we need to understand just how like Satan is real. Like we make him like he's this fake person, or he's funny, or he's not as bad as he really is, but he is real and he is really evil and he is really our enemy. Like,
or he ain't gonna come after me.
Yeah. He is going to come after you.
Exactly.
Just being straight up with you.
Exactly.
If you're a follower of God, God's got a plan and a purpose for your life that is counter to the agenda of Satan, and he does not want that to come through. So he's coming for you, whether you like it or not. So we need to prepare our hearts and minds to stand firm on what the truth is, what we believe, and to stand against him. Because the reality is he's coming. That's not to scare you. That's not to intimidate you, because we know that the one who's on our side is so much bigger and so much greater and so much more powerful, right? But it's just something to be aware of.
Absolutely.
And I think in our world, not just with literally Satan, but I think so many things that God never intended for us to have to deal with have become so much of a norm, and we've tricked ourselves into thinking, okay, this is just the way it's supposed to be, or this is the way I'm supposed to be, and that's just not true.
And I think the older you get, the more you start to realize stuff like that. Like, honestly, probably back in high school, that wouldn't have bothered me, to be honest. I'd have been kind of like, okay, cool, it's just another TV show. But when I watched it the other day, man, I was pretty upset about it going on. But like he said, just kind of guard your heart, stay in the Word, stay in prayer, ask God maybe, like, hey, convict me if this isn't something I need to be watching. Because like I said, maybe what you put in is more than likely going to come out. And that's what music, TV shows, movies,
For sure.
etc. So, staying with the Christmas theme, because it is the Christmas time. We did talk about last time, Anna, when do you start celebrating Christmas? We can start celebrating it now.
Why did you call me out?
Because I think, didn't you say, like, when did you say you start celebrating Christmas?
I said we're usually decorate the day after Thanksgiving, but the
That's
season
late.
starts November 1st. We decorated before Thanksgiving this year, and I made it happen.
So it was
got
weird
working
because in
on
my house we normally decorate before Thanksgiving, and it just didn't happen until like Friday. And honestly, my mom is such like a Christmas lady. We have twice the amount of Christmas stuff that should fit in our house, our size, in our house. So she's still working on it. But
Boy,
God
we
bless
had
her.
6 trees on the inside. And y'all came by last night. We had like 8 on the outside.
I know. I
Lord
love
have
it.
mercy. We going crazy at the week's home with Christmas. But staying with the Christmas theme, last week we did Christmas movie draft. This week we're doing the Christmas song draft. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around. We get 2 songs each, just 2. That's going to be really hard, I understand.
Yeah.
No, mine are ready to go.
Yours are ready to go?
And no one's gonna
So
like
we're doing
them
the
but me,
Christmas
but I don't
song
care.
draft. Matrice, since you're your first time here, and we're like so excited that you're here,
I
honestly.
know Marissa's probably going to take my 2 songs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Marissa, you get 1 choice.
Okay.
So what's your first choice? Your first
Okay.
selection in the 2022 Christmas song draft.
So my first one is "Hard Candy Christmas" from Dolly Parton. I love that song so much.
What in the-
We used a dolly the other day to move the bricks out for the bonfire night.
Boy, I got injured. I said, Pastor Dylan. I don't know why I said Pastor Dylan. I said Dylan. I said, boy, I think I got a hernia. And I called him that night at like 11:30. I said, I think I meant to say hemorrhoid.
Either way, tough situation.
Either way,
Praying
it was.
for
One
you,
of the
brother.
worst few hours on the job.
I said, bro, you didn't tell me it was this heavy. He said, yeah.
I just watched. I cleaned up when we broke with cinder block. But
Yeah, well, we stayed outside. We was looking like we was in the movie holes digging, trying to
I
get our
felt
ashes
like
up.
Stanley
I'm
yelling
tired of
at.
this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. So you picked Hard Candy Crush. What was it?
"Hard Candy Christmas"
All
by
right,
Dolly
good.
Parton.
Hard Candy
Dolly
Crush Soccer.
Parton
Got
is-
So
it.
there hasn't been any good songs
The
taken yet. So we're
queen.
gonna.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
goodness.
that is
No matter what you pick,
Real
unless
quick.
it's like actually in their mind a good one, their subjective opinion
Yeah.
is the only one that matters.
Whatever.
Correct.
Yeah,
Just be
that is-
prepared
that
to
is
like
very-
what you like, and that's
She's
it.
learning us. She's got us to a T. Real quick, before everybody thinks that I'm just being super mean to Matrice, we're just mean to each other the whole time. So that's our friendship. That means a lot.
She's
to
a
me.
lot less mean
Yep.
to you.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Alrighty.
Okay, so
Wow.
my first pick, I'm gonna take. This is one of my favorite Christmas bops on a yearly basis. "Mistletoe" by Justin Bieber.
I forgot about that one.
Bro,
It's the
That-
most wonderful time of the year.
Is that the one where he raps, or is that a
keep
different one?
going.
That's a different one.
Oh.
The words left me.
The one where he raps is funny.
Shouting with you.
I'm
I'm surprised you didn't hit us in the
Mistletoe.
Bible. That's the only part I know.
All right, Anna,
The wise man
AP.
followed the star.
Pearl,
Pearl.
what you got? What's your first selection?
It is "Christmas Tree Farm" by Taylor Swift, and I don't care what your reaction is. Next.
That's okay. We like that.
Have you even heard it?
I haven't, but I
Okay,
don't even
so you
want to
wouldn't
listen
know.
to it.
We
It's
use
probably
a-
sad.
We have a fake
It's
tree.
not.
It's probably about being alone at Christmas.
It's literally not. It's about a Christmas tree farm.
She
that
probably
she
was
grew
like,
up on.
I was walking through
Of
the
course, she
Christmas
grew up on
tree.
a Christmas
Of
tree
course she
farm with her
did.
pet unicorn.
Yeah, hey, look, I bet it's
The
about.
women slander's not
Anna
appreciated.
is getting so
I bet
triggered.
it's about somebody walking through a Christmas tree farm all alone at Christmas, and
I'm
then they
gonna
meet
make
somebody.
you listen to it later
Although
and
I
leave
will
a
say-
comment
I will
about your
say,
reactions on it.
Anna posted her like I guess Spotify Wrapped.
It wasn't Spotify Rap's not out yet, but I saw it on someone else's. It makes like it's called InstaFest.
You're gonna need to show me how to do that
I want
because
someone
I'm
to
gonna
show
do
me
it.
how
I'll
to
send
do
you the
that.
link. It makes like a music festival poster of like your top Spotify artists, but I don't even use
Oh,
Spotify
gosh.
that often.
Mine's
so.
probably
I
going to be
saw
rainfall
Anna's-
noises.
Mine's gonna be my number one artist is gonna be Worship Pads.
I bet mine's going to be like, rainfall noises. So, because that's what I fall asleep to. All right, mine has probably got to be Merry Christmas, Darling. That song just makes me cry for some odd reason. It's almost like listening to Names by Elevation. I don't remember who it's by, but you never heard that song?
No.
Merry Christmas, Darling.
That's a
Happy New
bad
Year,
choice.
too. That was
I
a
like
great
that
choice.
song,
Y'all are
but that's-
Do you
crazy.
see what I
Not-
mean? This is what you do.
That
to
is
me.
so rude.
Tyler's
For
a
me to say
gaslighter.
some-
You heard it here first.
I don't like gas.
I had gas once.
I had gas this
What?
morning.
Yeah, you did.
Had it really bad. That coffee gets to you. The espresso that they put in those coffees nowadays,
It'd be espressing right through you,
it do.
like the Polar Express.
I'm a
Hot, hot. We got it.
We got hot chocolate. Well, last week Dylan was going through like all of the theme songs for Christmas movies.
Singing is my passion.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
You haven't missed your calling as a worship leader, have you?
I hope not.
There's still
Honestly,
time. You're
if
young.
Pastor Nick needs me to give him a hand one day, I
don't think
would love
Pastor
to.
Nick needs a hand. He's pretty
I mean,
strong.
everyone knows his muscles are just for show. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
Rhett
true.
got it under.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
Rhett's
yeah,
got it.
he
Rhett's
got
going to
it.
be going with
Red's
it.
king.
Mm-hmm. All right. Matrice, with her second choice, what are you going with?
I'm gonna say That's Christmas to Me by the
oh
Pentatonics.
gosh, that's what I was gonna
Pentatonics
say.
Christmas.
Was it really?
Listen,
That's
I'm
what
not
I
a
was-
These
Pentatonics
are
girl,
all
but the Pentatonics
pretty
Christmas
terrible
is
Yes.
crazy.
selections.
So
Yeah.
You
good.
didn't even know the artist for yours.
I've got
Sing.
this
Hair on your
Christmas
I do
It's
have a
not
hair.
song
It's not
in
my hair,
my
it's my-
heart.
it's my- okay.
Okay.
All right.
She took
Pa-
mine, folks.
She did. Pastor Dylan, this is your second
My
one.
second and last pick.
Also, somebody just started working in our room.
All right. So with my second and final pick, Marissa took mine, so I think for a sec. Let me get. I literally cannot think right now.
There's one you've been singing for the past few days.
What?
What's the one he's been singing the past few days, Marissa?
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
I have been singing that by Mariah Carey, but that's not my choice.
I love how the other day when she was singing it at the Macy's Day Parade,
She had a teleprompter.
she had a
and an
teleprompter
umbrella.
to sing her most.
Wasn't the Mary Poppins?
Famous
She
song
looked
of all
so
time.
To
cold,
lip sing,
too,
you
but
mean?
It wasn't even that cold.
Mariah Carey is the worst lip syncer I've ever seen in my
She's
Yes.
life.
also a really big diva,
Mhm.
Yep.
so it's not really surprising.
Every
she had a
time someone says
teleprompter, to be
Devo, I
honest.
think devotion. I'm like, Mariah Carey writes devotions?
Yeah. So, I guess this is the first one that's coming to my head right now. Joy to the World, the Life Church worship version featuring Ryan Ellis, because I love the part where it was like, joy, 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 joy.
I've seen it. They did a really good job of
of.
boosting that post on Instagram.
They did boost that a million times.
They probably were like
I was,
$2,000 a
fun fact,
day.
I was actually at the live recording of that, and it was in July, and I was sweating, and I just had a hard time getting in the Christmas spirit.
Oh Lord! Alrighty, so that's your selection. That's your final.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
wow.
probably honestly isn't my second choice. I just was having
You just had it in your
a
mind.
brain blockage, and that was the first thing that came to my
You
mind.
just had it in your mind. Anna,
Underneath the Tree, Kelly Clarkson.
that's a good selection. Anna.
I know.
That was good.
That's a good selection.
job.
It's she has a great underrated Christmas album.
Yes, I will
I
give
love
it to her.
Kelly
I actually
Clarkson.
love Kelly Clarkson.
That's
She
my
does a really
girl.
good job with her little TV show too, as well. Little,
And
and by little,
karaoke.
like we have a little podcast. She has a little TV show.
Karaoke's one
On
of my
TV.
favorite things.
You like karaoke?
Karaoke.
Oh,
she
I
like
love
does
karaoke.
covers
Oh,
of
I've seen that.
songs.
That's really good.
I do
never
too.
done karaoke,
With my
actually.
last one, I think I'm just gonna take the whole entire Michael Bublé Christmas album.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one
good.
song. Do you not like Bublé?
I just like judging all your choices because you do the same for
I
me.
just didn't like
No,
how
Michael
you made
Bublé's
that.
great.
Okay, I was about to say I didn't like how you made that expression.
Santa
Santa
Another
Buddy's the worst
sunny
song
day
to exist, but
has
Michael
come
Bublé
and
is
gone
great.
away.
Bro, that used to
In
me tell you
Paris and
something.
Rome.
Home is my
And I
favorite.
wanna go home.
You better stop, or we're gonna have to go to
You're gonna
lunch.
start crying.
Let me go home.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I've had my fun.
Well, speaking of going home, it is 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
so we still have about 6 hours till we get off work and get to go home. But everybody watching at home, thank you so much for joining us for today's Fun Student Podcast. Pastor Dylan.
We love you guys. Let us know your favorite Christmas songs.
Yeah, let us know your favorite Christmas
Drop a
song.
comment.
Yes.
Anna
Thank
is
you,
Let us
Marissa.
the
know.
bomb. Matrice, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you,
us.
homie.
I
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh my God.
That went really well.
Marissa's 10 times cooler than me. Follow her on Instagram.
You know what would have been
Okay,
crazy
okay.
if you proposed in the middle of this podcast.
That would be crazy. Which is what? No, I'm just kidding.
Alrighty, peeps. And we're out. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Bye.